Hi, nobodies. Hi. I look like shit. It's a normal day for me. Um, got the nice little messy bun going on. All these stray hairs. Because where the hell am I going? I'm here in my plush prison. And I'm safe here. So today I wanted to talk about the mood swings that you get with BPD. You ever meet somebody who, like, something really bad has happened to them or whatever, and the next day they're just okay? Like, I dealt with it. Yeah, chances are that person's got BPD. um, and one of the things that really, excuse me, my eye itches. I must have touched Lexi. Um, one of the things that's annoying to somebody with BPD is when people don't get over stuff, because we like I like to fix things, and I'm always like, I've I've like logicked you to death about this. Why are you still upset? you know, it doesn't make sense to me because for me, it's like I can be in a shit mood and I'll get a phone call or an email or somebody comes to visit, and all of a sudden I'm okay. It's not a shitty day anymore. At the same token, something can happen right after I'm like, hey, it's a great day now. And boom, it's a shit day again. You know? Because all of the emotions are trigger based. So, and I mean, the trigger can be a big trigger or it can be a slight trigger. Like somebody might say something and not realize that that's a trigger. Another thing that we do, or at least I know that I do, because not every person with BPD has the same symptoms or the same qualities. Some people are able to touch angry. Some of them are like, I've never met somebody who wasn't sad, but everybody's got like their own stuff. Well, I don't have the lack of empathy, even though some might think that I do. The empathy thing for me is like, if I hurt somebody, that hurts me. So I do my best not to hurt anybody, but sometimes, I mean, everybody's guilty of saying hurtful things or thinking, just as well as thinking them. Everybody's guilty of saying hurtful things. And when you know that that thing is going to be hurtful, it's really tough if you have empathy. Now, a person who's got BPD who doesn't, who lacks empathy, it's no problem for them. They're not going to cry. They're not going to feel bad. They're not going to say, I just fucked up somebody's day or fucked up their life or fucked up their money, whatever the case may be. It's, for those that lack empathy, they can always tell the truth. They can always be honest because to them, they don't care if they hurt. I mean, they might care in the sense of, oh, they're mad at me now. I got to do something to fix that. But they don't feel bad that they did it. For somebody who does empathize, it sucks. But while you're dealing with that, once you've cried and you felt like it's talked to death, it's thought to death, it's done, you get to where you're just looking at everybody and thinking, get over it. I did, because it does not take me long to bounce back from something for the most part. I mean, I can't really think of anything that's ever long-term affected me. I mean, even when I was taking care of my mom, it wasn't an everyday, all day thing to feel like I'm fucking tired. I'm exhausted. It was mostly I'm doing what my dad would have wanted. And also thinking maybe she'll die tonight. Or maybe she'll do it. There was always like the looking forward to when I wouldn't have to do it. Like maybe this is just for a little while. This is just for this long. But, don't think that a person with BPD isn't empathetic just because they get over something in a little bit of time. It's because of the way we process things. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't come creeping back up another day, that we'll see something and we'll start crying about the same thing. It'll happen. It happens. But as far as us being in a permanent funk about it, or I know somebody who has lost a parent, and people are telling her, like, get over it. It's been 10 months. No, I'm not going to tell somebody how to grieve. That's fine. I think that their main problem with her grieving process is constantly posting about it. It's like, you ain't got to get over it, but people can only feel bad for you about something for so long. After that, it's just like, oh, this again. And I mean, that's not insensitive. It's insensitive of them to say, you need to get on. You need to, don't tell somebody how long it's appropriate to grieve. Grieve as long as you've got to. If it takes you years to get over something, or you never get over it, that's your journey. So I don't feel like, she's wrong to be hurting still. But I think that the people who are saying that, they're just like, I'm tired of this showing up in my feed. It's not that they don't care about her. It's that they don't care about that. Because it's become a fact to them. It means nothing to them. And a lot of times when people feel like something like that's going on, they're like, ugh, drama queen. Is that person being a drama queen? Perhaps. I'm not going to say she's a drama queen because I don't know her that well. But some people look at it like that. I mean, when people keep saying the same thing over and over and over again, you do get tired of it. It's like when I give advice to a friend, if they don't listen, and then 2 months later or 2 weeks later, they're telling me the same thing, I'm like, I already told you what you need to do. I gave you my advice. You have yet to follow my advice. My advice is the same today as it was 2 weeks ago, and 2 weeks before that, and 2 weeks before that. I am tired of the same shit with that person. But I don't turn him away because he is mentally ill. And if you know that the person you're dealing with is mentally ill, rejecting them or invalidating them hurts them more than a person who isn't mentally ill. Because they take it more personally. They've got more of those negative automatic thoughts that are going to buzz around their head. Whereas I gotta wonder how many actual sane people there are. Like, how many people don't have a mental illness? It seems like everybody's got one. And that just goes to show, what the fuck, world? If everybody's crazy or has something, because not everybody's crazy. If you take care of it, you won't be crazy. So when you fall off the medication wagon or the therapy wagon, or the stress gets to be too much, that's when the crazy happens. Um, but I think that society does cause some of it. I mean, some of it is genetic. Depression's genetic, schizophrenia is genetic, bipolar is genetic. They're thinking that personality orders are genetic. Um, Serial killers have the same abnormality in their brain that they have found, but not everybody who has that abnormality is a serial killer. It seems that environment is the difference between serial killer and normal person who is not a serial killer. I don't know if he was normal, but not a serial killer or a killer at all. So it makes you think, why is everybody so insane? Why does everybody have a mental illness? Are we just over diagnosing those illnesses? Saying, well, you've got depression when it's like a short depression, but then they're on the drugs and they think that they need the drugs, but they never had actual long-term genetic depression. I think that's called clinical depression, but I like calling it long-term because lots of people go through depression. People die. You need antidepressants to get through because you're just shaking all over. Uh, but not everybody needs medication. And I think that doctors are too quick to say, yeah, you've got a mental illness and here's a pill for you to take. That's why I say, it's one thing like if your doc says, I think you need this, it's okay to take it, but you really need to consult an actual psychiatrist because an actual psychiatrist, they don't want people who don't need the medication taking the medication. They don't want people who have short-term depression. They don't want somebody having short-term depression being on long-term medication because it's not ideal. Because when you look at side effects and stuff, it's and they know that an antidepressant on a normal person, it just kind of wears them down. There's just too many side effects, and psychiatrists will chart your progress and say, well, I think we can take you off of this now because I think let's see how you do without it, and they'll do it safely. Whereas your doctor will keep writing the script and not really care if you're seeing a therapist or that the situation may have resolved itself. They are really quick to write those antidepressants out. So there might be a lot of people walking around taking antidepressants that are not actually depressed, but they're scared. Me, I know I need the antidepressants. I have to have them because I know that my depression and anxiety are real. They are not short term. And I have to have the medication because I like not wanting to die. Which if I take my medicine, I don't want to die. That's the side effect that I'm really cool with. Oh, do you wonder where those random hairs come? And it's still there. I can't get it. Sorry. I'm like all kinds of distracted today. Well, I have a date with some music. So I'm going to sign off. This is actually a short video for me. So I will catch y'all tomorrow. All of you who don't watch me. And I want you to have a good night.